Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Clayton. It's been quite a while since I made a new uploads to my channel, but I wanted to speak about something that happened the other day, where I had actually made something for a new piece of equipment that I got that I wanted to speak about, and I wanted to detail it a little bit because I haven't actually been able to find, like a really good tutorial on YouTube for how to do that sort of thing, and I want to demonstrate it firsthand on my channel. Okay, so getting into what I wanted to speak about, the other day at a yard sale, I got a DSLR from 2005, a Canon Rebel XT. The actual camera itself is actually so old that it uses compact flash, and it doesn't actually have video recording. It's solely a photography camera. So here recently, I started to research like tutorials, not necessarily on YouTube, but through Google, about how to build your own shutter button for your camera. And it just so happens that I managed to put this together. So this right here is the shutter button that I made. As you can see here, it's like a two-post button super glued to what is essentially a piece of a popsicle stick, with two holes drilled in it with a zip tie put around it to secure it. And then this is actually made from a Sony earbud wire, because I had an old Sony. It was actually a pretty nice set of earbuds, but they just stopped really working correctly. And I decided to repurpose them by making this. So in making this, what you're going to do is that you're going to strip back the wire. There's going to be two separate earbuds. One earbud will have a green wire and a copper wire, and then the other one will have a red wire and a copper wire. So when stripping back the wires to make this, I had initially ran into an issue with the shutter release on the camera. So originally I just used the copper wire that you see here and the red wire, which are all coming off of one single wire strand for the earbud. And whenever I'd hit this shutter button, I'd look through the viewfinder of the camera and I would see the indicator light come on whenever I pressed the button, but the shutter wouldn't fire. By doing a little bit of trial and error, I found out that the green wire and the red wire have to be touching on the same post in order to fire the shutter button. And then the original copper wire that went off of the green strand needs to be cut off because it will short this out to where the shutter will not fire. So in order to do this right, like I said, you've got to have the green wire and red wire going off of the same post, and then you've got to have the copper wire from the red strand going to a separate post. And I'm just going to show you that I'm using a standard 3.5 millimeter jack. And then in order to connect this to my camera, I'm using a 2.5 millimeter adapter in order to use that with my camera. So another important reason that I made this is that I actually saw something like this at the store one time. They used to sell a shutter button kind of like this at the Dollar Tree, but in my area they were discontinued and they just kind of stopped selling them. And they had them sold as a selfie button. And instead of it being a standard, I think TRS connection, it was a TRRS connection, which is more similar to when you have a earbud with an inline microphone, as opposed to just a standard earbud like I'm using here. And that was something that I wanted to bring up because you just really cannot find a good tutorial explaining how to set something like this up. And I figured I'd take the time to go ahead and bring that up to you. I really enjoyed sharing this. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.